Good morning. I don't know if you can even see me. It's about 7 a.m. A little better look at our camp right here. Panda's in their purple palace. I'm set up behind, and it got cold last night. Probably it feels like it's in the teens right now. We're supposed to get in the low 20s. Figured it might get a little colder here by the water, but it kept the wind down. The wind was whipping up on that ridge, like over us all night. We got a few gusts down here, but it wasn't so bad. Underneath the tarps, nice and warm. In the hammocks, like being at the beach. Beautiful. Get out, cold, and the winds start to pick up. And up until about 5 minutes ago, it was still snowing. So it's obviously it hasn't been sticking, but we'll have to see when you get signal, see what the weather's going to do. We've got our full plan of what we want to do, and then we also have an idea of what we want to do if the snow doesn't melt, or if the other side looks like it's going to be icier, getting down that big grade. There's a lot of trails out here that you can use as bailouts, so we kind of have a potential bailout, and we'll figure that out once we get moving a little bit. But we're not even gonna do hot breakfast right now. My boots are frozen. Panda's boots are frozen. We'll go back to the Black Forest Inn. No, that we gotta climb up that thing that we came down yesterday with those rocks. Not doing it.
We'll just go down 44.
We could do that. It'd be about a mile road hike back down to 44. Yeah, because I think they open at 9, so it'll give us plenty of time. But yeah, we're just gonna grab some snacks, let them defrost in our pockets as we start hiking out of here, and then make a decision once we get back to the main road. So we kind of cross back over 44 where the Black Forest Inn is on, but way up the road. So we'll make a decision once we get there and see what things look like. But gonna start breaking down just to keep moving and keep the feet or what get cold first, especially when you got frozen shoes. I've got my Darn Tough socks and my seal skins on, but because I had to cross, couldn't really show it yesterday. When I crossed the water yesterday, I went across over here. So this is where I crossed yesterday. And it doesn't look so bad. Right, is that where I crossed it? Oh, right here. So these rocks right here. Got down to that one right there. Yeah, this one right in here. It looks dry, but that wet half was really slippery. And I really couldn't get a push off on that side without slipping to get back. So I just had to, there's some rocks that are just like an inch below the water, and I had to just walk across those to get these other rocks because some of them were slick and wet. So the boots are waterproof, the socks are waterproof, but like the laces froze up, and just the residual water on the outside, it's too cold for it just to evaporate or dry off. So they're a little bit frozen, but once I start moving, that'll get better. They're already starting to flex a little more, which is good. But gonna go get broken down, get back on a trail, and warm up a little bit to make our decision. All right, so a little closer look at the hammock setup since I was underneath the tarp and it was dark last night. 10 degree under, 10 degree top. My see-through monolight 10-foot day hammock, which I added a ridgeline to and an organizer, and then my my summer quilt, my 3/4 summer quilt I call a utility quilt. I added a couple snaps to it to close it up down here, and then it's kind of pulled up almost to my waist. I was able to throw my seal skins underneath there, keep those warm, and then with my my feet and everything underneath there, I was so warm last night, and I wasn't sure how the monolight would fare in the cold, but I stayed warm. It didn't make me any colder. So probably not the best thing in the world to do. Don't do as I do. Always put your food outside of camp. But I hung my bear bag on my ridge line right there.
It made me feel good because I slept peacefully knowing that if a bear came in camp, he was going to go with you.
Yeah, he's gonna come to me. I mean, my snacks are in my backpack, but we didn't see any evidence. We saw what may have been one small bear poo way over on the beginning of the trail. I haven't seen anything. No, I mean, with all the snow, no tracks. We saw very few deer tracks.
Because the hunters are all out.
Yeah, the hunters are out, so everything's hiding. Oh, and today is the first day of rifled deer season, so regardless what the weather does, I'm putting my cover on my pack, because that is blaze orange. Just to be safe. So, alright, we can get back down. Alright, camp is broken down. I got snacks in my pocket thawing out. And it's time to start warming up the feet. Luckily my feet didn't get too bad because these are insulated boots, so it's keeping some of the heat in there, but definitely want to start moving. Panda is doing the stay warm dance up there. She packed down quick. She doesn't use stuff sacks when she's packing down. I try to keep all my stuff organized and put it back in the same spot so my pack has the same balance. That's just me. Everybody's a little bit different. It takes me a minute or two longer to get packed. But we're off back onto the Orange Blaze. We've got we follow the creek for a while till we get to 44, and then we'll, like I said, we'll decide what our plan is from there. All right, so this is gonna be our big decider for the day. How many times we gotta do this? If we gotta keep crossing this and our feet keep getting wet, we might just find a bail right back down in the car. We know there is one part of the Black Forest Trail where you cross the creek like 17 times or something like that, I heard. If that's the case, not doing a whole night with wet boots, a whole day, 2 days with wet frozen boots. We're just gonna do what we can to get across these and make our decision after that, I guess. Okay, so we think we've come up with a plan. We are doing already a modified north loop of the Black Forest because we've already cut off one section to avoid an up and down. We are on like a snowmobile trail, I think this is.
Yeah, it's red.
Yeah, it's a red trail. And the Black Forest is on that side. So it looks like it used to stay on that side for a while, but it crosses back and forth from over there to this trail, over there to this trail. So instead of messing around with crossing this creek a bunch of times, we're gonna stay, we're now in we might be in the Susquehannock State Forest right now. We're like right on the border. We're gonna stay on this and follow the creek. It goes up to the next campsite. And then there's the snowmobile trail heads off into the Susquehannock and then up to 44 about, looks like maybe about a quarter mile from where the Black Forest Trail comes out. So instead of risking getting our feet more wet, or our shoes more wet, and our feet freezing, or slipping on rocks, because we didn't cross there because those rocks are, like the tops of the rocks were dry, but where you'd have to push off to get the next one, all ice. So nobody needs to fall in the water. We're out here to have fun, not trying to get hurt. So we'll go up and we might just follow the snowmobile trail through the Susquehannock State Forest back up to 44 and just skip that part of the Black Forest. I don't mind crossing that in the summer or spring or even the fall, but when your shoelaces are already frozen, nah, that's not smart. So that might be what we do. So right now we're on a red trail, and at some point here the Black Forest comes back across. So we will make, yeah, it's like right over there. So we're gonna make our own loop to get back up to 44. And again, today is supposed to be sunny and it is snowing again, so we can't trust what the weather has been telling us. Once I get signal, I'll pull a radar and see what it looks like. But there's been a storm went up the coast, and it kind of wrapped around over the Great Lakes. It's pushing lake effect snow down our way. So anything the forecast says is going to be wrong. We're going to get whatever the lakes give us. So we're on a half mile down the trail. Orange Blaze. The Black Forest Trail has crossed back over. So that's 2 water crossings we just saved ourselves. And I got my orange cover on the pack because I don't have orange on. I got my puffy on, which will come off at some point. But we did just pass a hunter sitting off the trail. So it is deer season. We just got to be mindful of that.
You know what I got to thinking? That's a smart hunting spot.
Yeah.
Here, come down to their tree.
Yeah, and they always use the trails. So we made a good choice on that one, to not cross the river.
I know, right?
We are now firmly in the Susquehannock State Forest. We've looked at the map, made a couple decisions. The creek we were following that we camped along goes up on the other side of this knoll. This red road, the snowmobile trail, follows this little creek, which is smaller and easier to cross. We do have to cross it a couple times, looks like. But that creek on that side, just by what the map shows in the trail and all trails of the last person who did this did, we saw like 10 different crossings that we could see. So nope, not doing that. We'll just follow this. It looks about the same. We gotta go to the same spot, so the elevation is going to be similar, and it's a road, so it'll be pretty simple. Your foot went in, right? So we both have a foot that's gone in the water. I mean, we got our seal skins on, but
We're only a mile in.
yeah, we're only a mile in, so we'll see. By the time we get up to 44, the clouds could break, the sun could come out, go up to 60 degrees. It could be summer. I don't think that's going to happen, but either way, we're out. We're doing a backpacking trip on a new trail.
We're playing I Spy the Hunter.
I Spy the Hunter, yep. And well, I guess it's just gonna go underground. I guess I'll put them both underground. So whatever we decide to do, if we decide just to bail and head back down the car for today, that's fine. I don't know about doing the climb up, which shouldn't be too bad, but it's the descent back down, because it's definitely supposed to snow tomorrow. That is the day it's supposed to snow. So if we're, tomorrow will be gorgeous. But we'll see. If we get signal at some point, we can check and see what's going to do. But coming down that section yesterday.
Do you want to see our luxury item?
Oh yeah, I never did see the luxury item. Let's see.
Graham crackers.
Mmm.
Hershey bar.
Mmm.
Mini marshmallows.
Marshmallows. S'mores. Well, we could walk down to the inn and just be like, hey, can we use your oven for a minute? Here's your stove.
And
We need to make some s'mores.
Because I brought the mini marshmallows, I brought hot cocoa.
Oh man.
So each of us.
Nice. Oh, maybe we can drink that at the car. So it's beautiful out here with the snow. This little creek. Look at this.
Our goal for today is to not get shot and have dry feet.
Is that one thing or two different goals?
Two different.
Okay. Not get shot and have dry feet. If we already got wet feet, so we're gonna get shot. That's not good. Yes, let's not get shot. But we got our bright colors on, and we should be fine. And we're right on the trail, so these are the same trails that the hunters use. So they're not going to just shoot at something moving. And for the most part, we actually got asked this at the inn yesterday. Aren't you afraid of getting shot because it's hunting season? No. It does happen, but I grew up with hunters in the hunting area, and it's not like, do you hear gunshots? Nope, don't hear any gunshots. Hunters aren't just trigger happy, shoot everything. It sounds like it when they're at target practice, sure, but when they're out in the woods, just firing off rounds all the time and shooting at whatever moves, the only thing that serves to do is scare away the deer. So they try to be as stealthy as possible. I mean, we're not. We've probably already scared away a couple deer. But yeah, I mean, I've never been concerned about it. The only reason why I stay out of the woods during hunting season, or try to at least, is just so I'm not interfering with the hunt. Because we get these forests, we get these trails all year, whenever we want. It's just, they changed hunting season in Pennsylvania 2 years ago. Or last year, I think. So opening day used to be the Monday after Thanksgiving. They now made it the Saturday after Thanksgiving. They allow Sunday hunting. So we used to be able to come out, do a hike or a backpacking trip right at Thanksgiving and not have to worry about interfering with anybody. But since they changed that, doing something on any holiday is pretty much a tradition for me anyway. But it is what it is. We'll just be stealthy, but visible and careful.
Make a lot of noise. I love you.
Nice. And you didn't bring your bear bell.
No.
I could just keep farting.
I didn't bring it because of the hunters. I didn't want that.
Yeah. You don't want to interfere with the hunt.
I don't want to piss them off.
You know, they can see we're not deer, but they're not going to shoot at a panda. Right? That's not in season.
Well, you never know.
And maybe they shoot at the great pumpkin. Oh, I doubt it though. But all right, I left my poles in the snow. Ooh. All right, off we go. Oh man, that was so hot. That is a natural red pine forest right there. Probably second growth. But it's... Like over by us, we got a lot of red pine plantation where they planted the pines and they're all in like nice even rows. That's way more natural. So this whole time we've been on this road, we haven't crossed over the creek again yet, and we'll be up to our junction fairly soon. We're probably a little over halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way up to it, and then we'll head up to 44. And I don't think there's any creek crossings in that. It's more of a forest road, so if there are, it'll probably be a bridge. But if we were still on the Black Forest doing all those creek crossings, we'd only be probably half as far. We'd probably be half as far as we are right now, distance-wise, because we'd have to keep stopping and hunting for a way across the water. And we'd be miserable because we'd probably have wet feet. Dyer Pike Trail. Apparently this is one we're taking. It's less of a road and more of a trail. That's fine. It's going to go up over this little knoll. We're going to climb a little bit. And then it's going to level off and take us right up to 44. About a 1/4 mile up the road from the Black Forest Trail. So if you're at some point, I'll put the GPS track up on the website. And if you're following that, just keep in mind, we did veer off the Black Forest Trail to get around those water crossings. So that is why you're seeing this. The gorgeous forest though. I am going to take off my jacket though, because I'm way too warm. I don't want to overheat. So this is Dyer Pike. Doesn't seem like much. It's a lot denser in here than the camera's making it look. And a little steeper too. It is absolutely gorgeous though. It's a little more direct shot than staying on that forest road. We got to gain this elevation at some point. And this takes us almost directly back to where we want to be, instead of like 2 miles up the road. So luckily this steep section, or steepish section is relatively short. Probably already about halfway up it. We'll crest this and we'll be golden. The camera's making it look pretty flat. So we just climbed about 200 feet in like a quarter mile, maybe 150 feet. But that's it. That's the push for that hill. We're up on top, just gently goes over the knoll all the way back over to 44. So we're probably about a quarter of the way on this trail already to 44. Not too bad. And at some point we'll stop and actually have our proper breakfast. We've only had some snacks so far. Beautiful section of forest.
My hunter trail's left. Is it over there?
Oh, it might be. I didn't even pay attention. Panda's been tracking a hunter. We lost him.
I just want to make sure we stay on the... Well, I don't have this trail.
Oh, this is the... yeah, I'll check the map. I'm pretty sure this is the red trail. I'll double check. We're almost done with our cross trail here. We're just out in some open area out there. Now we're back in the forest. Seen 3 hunters. Got one right behind us too. Didn't realize he was right behind us. But we're almost back to 44. And the rain, the snow looks like it is approached early because it's snowing back home already too. So doesn't look like we're gonna get a break from this at all. Here we go again. We're on the road. Well, nice thing is they've made a snowmobile trail off the road here, so we don't have to walk on it. This is gonna take us right down past Slate Run Road, which is what we're parked on. So we've decided we're just heading back to the car. With no more snow coming, we're not going to do Algerine and try to go down that. We don't have spikes or anything, and it's just going to be a mess tomorrow. So
we'll... wet leaves, you figure it's already icy underneath the wet leaves.
Yeah.
The leaves on top of it, you're not going to be able to see with the light fluffy snow.
Yep, the snow, wet leaves, the rocks are getting icy. And it's not going to get above freezing today. It was supposed to be in like the high 30s, low 40s today.
It's supposed to be our warmest day.
It's supposed to be the warmest day, and it's supposed to be sunny. As you can see, it's still flurrying. So, no big deal. We're gonna head down. Right past Slate Run Road is the Black Forest Inn. So we got about 3 miles to get down there. So we'll hike there. We'll have some food. And then we can just...
we might end up doing 20 miles in 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a lot, but it's gonna be today. The rest of today is gonna be pretty easy. But we'll get some food because we really haven't had breakfast yet, and then we'll walk back up to Slate Run. Panda's already thinking about bribing a hunter to ride in the back of their truck down the car.
You never know.
Never know. But
Buy them a beer.
but give them money for a beer after they drop us off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be a fun ride.
Not in the back of a truck. But yeah, so we'll road hike, get back out to some food and civilization. We can't really comment on the hardest trail in Pennsylvania because what we saw really wasn't. We bypassed some of it because of the creek, and even the hunter we were just talking to, the guy who was coming up behind us, he said today would not come up that creek. You cross that creek so many times it's not even worth it. So we would be
Still down there.
we'd still be down there. We would have stopped a couple times. We'd be miserable, and it just wouldn't be fun. So
We would have had a road hike at night.
yeah, we definitely be getting back to the car at night, and we would have, I think probably still, we would just be like, we're just going to the car. Doesn't matter. We got headlamps. So, but I mean, we're out. It's a different kind of trip. What we've seen wasn't that difficult. Going down that last hill last night was tricky just because it was rocks and it was snowy. So
And that's not as steep as what we were to go down tomorrow.
well, I don't know. I mean, every video I've seen of that incline, it doesn't look as bad, but we don't know. We haven't seen it, so there's no point in risking it. So we'll just put our heads down, do the road hike, and go from there. All right, so we stopped at the Black Forest Inn again. They don't open for another hour, so we just ate some lunch real quick, sitting on our bench. And we're just gonna hit the road. By the time they open, we order food, eat, and get back on a trail or on the road. We could be back to the car. So we got about 6 miles of Slate Run Road. That's what we're gonna take straight out. We're gonna avoid the trails, just take the road, because nothing takes us any straighter to the car without a descent that we already know is gonna suck in the snow. So, and again, the snow doesn't look like much here, but on the trail, it's getting slick. So without any spikes, this is what we're gonna do. So we'll get back to the car. I'm sure we're gonna see some cool stuff on the road because we're gonna go right through the heart of the forest. Off we go. We'll get food when we get to the car. All right, so we're on the road hike. Let me see this. Maybe this is a shortcut. I mean, there's a spring. Anything in here? Hello? Oh, it's just a spring. How are we on water?
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
interesting.
What do you think of that, John? You ever seen one like that? Just on the side of the road. As Panda jogs. You never know what you're gonna see. Oh. Yeah. Seen all the sights. We still got about 5.5 miles to go. And we threw this trip together on Tuesday. This is it's Saturday, so not a long planning phase for this. So we were out. We're gonna do the total amount of miles that we wanted to do. We're gonna do more miles today than we did yesterday. We're gonna be at like 13 or 14 miles for the day, with 9 miles of it being road hike. So it's all good. It was a fun trip, and somewhere new, different trail, different section of forest. Was there another one? Oh no, it's the entire shoe. So I was wrong before. This is that ravine we would have come down. And we come down that, all the way down to the bottom where the creek is, and then all the way back up. And we just went out across that plateau and back over. I don't know why that's just difficulty for the sake of difficulty. That's bizarre. So we are just over 2 miles down the road here. So that gives us less than 4 to the car. Making pretty good time. Could hear some hunting dogs up here on the ridge. You got the scent of something up there. So we are doing a large amount of road hike, but if you can see it on that tree, I know this is a GoPro, but we are technically still on a trail. We're on a red trail.
Because you're on the side of the road.
Well, no, it's a snowmobile trail, but it's a trail.
Yep.
I mean, it's a main road, forest road, but it's still a trail.
The sun came out.
Yeah, the sun's over there. Panda yelled at it before, so now it won't shine on us.
Nope, I called it an a-hole.
Because we know that if we were still hiking on the trail, the sun would not be out.
No, it'd still be snowing.
Yep. All the snow's gone.
It'd still be down in that stream area.
Yeah, it was still trying to get up the 44 crossing this. We talked to like 2 different hunters that we were talking about that, and they're both laughing, and we weren't coming up that. They're like, no, you don't want to come up that this time here. So
you know what's bad? When the hunters are laughing at you with hiking out here.
They all think we're crazy.
Snow.
They're all the outdoorsmen. They're like, you stayed out here last night? I'm like, yeah. Really? Yeah.
Didn't it get cold?
Yeah.
It was 78 in my cabin.
Oh yeah, that first guy.
It was 78 in my hammock.
Well, it was 78 in my cabin. How nice for you. So we got like 3 miles. Basically, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna go down into that ravine. The Subaru's over there. Actually, a little under 3 miles now. So we're making pretty good time. All right, we made it back down to where we crossed the road. So technically we're back on the Black Forest Trail for a minute. Drops back down there. We went up there. Are we just gonna stay on the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stay on the road. We got less than a mile to the car now. So we made pretty good time. We'll see if my watch makes it. It's been bitching at me for the last like 10 minutes that the battery's gonna die.
Probably because it's cold.
Down at the end of the straightaway. That is, or should be, the Subaru. We made it. We did the same amount of miles that we were going to do for the whole trip. We just took a completely different path to get here. That incline right there doesn't look so bad. That's actually what we would have come down somewhere on that. But it may drop off the other side and be steeper because the All Trails map makes it look like it's fairly steep. So with I know, again, right now it doesn't look like the weather, but tomorrow's the day the storm is supposed to hit, like later on tonight. So we didn't want to take that chance. And that's fine. I mean, we did 20 plus miles between the 2 days. So, and we did like 10 or 11 yesterday. And then we've got to be at like 13. So we did almost 25 miles. I'll put the total miles up because my watch is in low battery mode, so it's not showing me the screen. But yeah, it was a trip. It was a nice big long trip, and we're still on the trail. There's a red blaze. So part of the Black Forest Trail, part of the Tyodotin State Forest, part of the Susquehannock State Forest, a restaurant. Very interesting trip. Panda did record, so she'll have a video up about this at some point, so make sure you check that out. And hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you in the next.